Hello guys, it is time to pick my May TBR, and I decided to let the TBR jar, or for me, a TBR cup, pick my picks. I did new prompts from whenever I last did a TBR jar prompt pick. So these are new ones, different ones, try to pick a whole variety, try to be different and unique, but also fit what I have because that's how it's kind of going to have to go. So we're going to pick 5. Even though I've been doing 9, May is going to be a little busy with some other stuff of appointments, kids finishing up school, stuff like that. And that way also, if I want to, I can add other books that maybe pique my interest, because when I do these, I tend to do a little worse than just picking what I want to read. So we're going to pick 5 books from here. So let's start with this one. I folded them up. Okay, so I did pick a book from my 26 books of 2026, and I do have a few on here. So this one's where it's hard, because then now I gotta pick what one from my 26 books of 2026 that I want to read. Because we have Alchemized, we have Lights Out, Fourth Wing and Powerless. We have This Woven Kingdom, which has been on my TBR a couple of times. We have Hair and Six of Crows, which, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with Six of Crows because I've heard a lot of people talk about this book and love this book, and I've gotten it quite a few times as well on my TBR that I wanted to read it. So I think we'll pick Six of Crows as part of my book, my 26 books that I want to read in 2026. We'll pick this one because it is on my list as well. So we'll do that one first, and then we'll shake this up a little bit. And we had 2. We just dropped one. Okay, stay over there, sir. So we have a new or different genre. And for that, like I said, I read a lot of fantasy, romance, young adult, and kind of thrillers. There are 2 that kind of fit this. So let me pull those. I mean, I could. So, alright, so these are my options for a new or different genre. We have Razorblade Tears by S.A. Crosby. I believe most of this is kind of thriller / kind of maybe horror. I'm not sure. I think it's mostly thriller. And I have been reading thrillers, but not as much, so we could include this. I do have Tom Felton's Beyond the Wand, which is kind of a memoir biography book, which I have wanted to read more of those, and it is a new and different genre that I don't read as much. And then we also have Play Nice, which is a horror book, but for some reason I really like the cover, so this is why I picked it from the library. And I know nothing about a lot of these other than obviously Tom Felton's. One is about his time on Harry Potter. So I'm gonna pick, you know what, we're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I think, because it's a new and different genre, which fits the thing. And as I said before, I want to read more memoirs, biographies, stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go with Tom Felton's Beyond the Wand. And then we'll save these for a later time, maybe. Because, yeah. I don't know also how I would feel 100% about reading a horror and or thriller when it's almost about to be summer. I almost feel like that would be better nighttime, like fall, winter vibes. I don't know. But let's shake it up. We got 3 more to go. We'll go with this one. The longest book on my shelf. And I already know which one it is, and now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. And this is why I also thought 5, because I had a feeling I would get this one. And that's going to have to be alchemized, because if I remember correctly, this is over 1,000 pages. 1,024 pages. So this is going to be the one, because I don't think I have any others. I had Kingdom of Ash, but like I said, I haven't read Tower of Dawn or Empire of Storms, so that would have been a close one, but I think it still would have been alchemized, because I think Kingdom of Ash is 1,008 or something. So, alright, I gotta readjust. Oh, down you go for it. I have to sit down further. Alright. That's gonna be a rough one. I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that. Alright, so 2 more. Let's hope it's nothing more crazy. I just mentioned this, but I said, oh, maybe a thriller book. I shouldn't pick that, shouldn't. So, do I go with the S.A. Crosby one? Or do I go with one of the dozen or so over here? You know what? Let's do it. We're gonna have to go with S.A. Crosby, because I feel like, again, to meet some of the things that I want to do, I need to branch out. And I've heard a lot of stuff about him, and he's supposedly a really good author, and I've never read any of his stuff, so let's do this. I'm pretty sure it's a thriller. Pretty sure. It was by Stephen King's books, which are horror thriller. So it's either a horror or it's a thriller, but I'm pretty sure it's a thriller. So we're gonna go with Razorblade Tears. And now we gotta pick one more, and I'm scared, because those are all a lot of books that are just outside my comfort zone, which is good, but scary and nervous. So go with this one. Let's hope it's something not as scary or nerve-wracking. And we got a fantasy book. I put some generic ones as well, because, again, it is somewhat easier to just kind of be like, hey, what am I in the mood for? So, fantasy, I have a ton of fantasies. Oh. And I'm going to kind of also go off of, so if it's a library book, I'm going to go off the stickers. If it's one of these, it's just what I know of as stuff. So that's what I'm thinking, but it's hard because, again, I put such a generic pick on here that now I have options, and then I have to pick the option, which the whole point of this is to kind of make me narrow down the options to pick. But then I put such a wide generic option to pick. So let's see. Here's the ones I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I could do the Enchanted Greenhouse, part of my thing. I could do This Woven Kingdom, which, again, I said I wanted to. And I think these are the ones I'm going to pick from. Because again, so all of these are also on my 26 books I want to read. And again, I picked a lot of books that I actually want to read. Like, they're not just like, oh, I want it for the hype. Although technically, because I haven't read any of these authors for these two, I've read this one, loved it. So there's that. But because I don't know anything, in a way, it is going off of the hype, but like different hype. So, like I said, this one had the newest one come out, but what's the likelihood of me getting the new one? This one, like I said, I own this one and the second one. So if I do really like it, I could just go into the second one. But I think I'm going to lean towards this one because it's a cozy fantasy. And like I said, I did read The Spell Shop and I really loved The Spell Shop. And based on what I have here, I might need something a little more cozy and not as chaotic and crazy, which I don't know if the other two are, but I feel like they might be. So I think I'm going to go with this Enchanted Greenhouse just to make it where I don't have as rough of a time, maybe. As rough of a time. So I have 5. And sometimes too, depending on the picks, I would pick another one just to be like that. But just alone because of the fact that this one is the one that I picked as the longest book, I think we're just going to stick with these 5. So, real quick. This is going to be the May TBR. We have our longest book. We have a thriller. We have a book from my 26 books I want to read in 26. A new genre. What was the name again? A new or different genre. And then, of course, a fantasy book. So these are the ones I'm going to read for this upcoming month. Have you guys read these? Because, again, I'm terrified out of 2 of these. 2 of these straight up terrify me. And the others, I'm like, should be no problem. Hopefully. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys have read out of this. What are you guys going to read this May? Do you guys do TBRs? Do you just pick? Do you have hopefuls, new releases, all that good stuff? And if you like, make sure you guys continue to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week with the reading wrap up for April, right? April? Yeah, for April. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.